Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
We are live. We are
Sorry,
alive.
I'm still so distracted by the
You're so
video.
good.
Sure.
You want to share for the class, or is this gonna be a
The
pre-stream?
cum necklace.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the connectness.
Within the first
I
5
clicked back
minutes.
over to our chat. I just saw it again, and it just distracted me.
What if instead of that blood vial
top-
artifact
okay,
you
no,
got,
no.
you got
Here-
that?
Here's the best part about it though. The top comment is fucking legendary.
Oh my god.
I mean, this is
What?
taking Pearl Necklace to a whole new level.
You know what?
It's so
Fair
good.
enough. I'm glad this is how our final episode, final session, starts. Talking about cum necklace. Wouldn't be the same.
I'm gonna let you know that in order to have like a clone or like simulacrum in my world, Aki, you need to carry around the vial of nut.
I don't know why you tell me that. I am a cleric, not a wizard, but
Well, you can
Props
have
to
access
you.
to simulacrum.
Everyone needs to carry a fucking nut vial. Just in case.
anyways,
New dog.
hello guys, gals, and all my non-binary pals. My name's Akihiko Hishimoto, and I am your DM extraordinaire for this series known as Castlevania Blood Debts, and today is the final session of the first season. And with me, as always, are intrepid heroes. Say hi, intrepid heroes.
Hi, Intrepid
Hello.
Heroes.
I...
And if you all want to introduce yourselves.
My name is BZ. I eat people. And we just killed a motherfucking vampire.
I'm Javix, and I don't eat in general. Least of all people.
I'm Freya. I'm not like the other vampires. I'm slightly less evil.
I'm
Only slight.
Lucifer, and welcome to Jackass.
All right.
Smashes your cum
great.
vial on the.
No, not the nut necklace.
I don't know why, but I feel like with some of the vibes that fucking Lucifer's been giving off, I feel like he'd keep a vial of fucking Belmont come around.
Not
if it
Belmont
meant-
the
jizz in the
Belmont nut.
pocket.
if it meant possibly.
Would Lucifer
Wielding
eat
Belmont stuff.
jizz to become a Belmont?
That's like somebody. Okay, when I was streaming YouTube the other day, somebody kept asking me. They like spammed it. They're like, "Would you take the white flash or the white splash to give your son the black flash?"
Oh my god.
No.
It reminds me when we were playing Minecraft on stream and you asked me like, would you take $1 million, but you have to like bang an old dude or something.
I mean,
that would,
I
like
I mean-
cum ash and smoke.
like men do this all the time. Find an old rich lady, bang them. Once they die, get all their money.
Yeah, dude. Fucking old singular women need love too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just bang a gil for a couple years. There you go.
Not even a couple years. You bang her real good. She might die that night.
Dude, that's how
Oh
like
my
half my
God.
Sims have died.
True.
dead
You just gotta
ass.
make sure she puts you in the will first. So like, go easy the first night.
Anyway.
Warning tip: if you got Sims, don't let them fuck old. They be dying real quick. They die of exhaustion, dead ass.
God, what a fucking finale, folks. Anyways, last we left off, you all had successfully found the Tomb of Alucard, and unfortunately, before you were able to open it, you were crashed by one Edwin Rune, a vampire of the Night Council who is known to be a Lucian stan, for lack of a better term.
He sucks his cock.
But combat initiated,
Come wild.
Lucifer barely dodged a fucking disintegrate that was thrown at him at the beginning of the fight, and then the fight progressed as you all slowly took out the vampires posse and additional crew until eventually it was just you all and the vampire on your last legs, but eventually you became victorious. However, during the fight, you opened the coffin and discovered that Alucard's tomb was supposedly empty, with no Alucard in sight. However, you did meet something unexpected. His heirloom's blade, which seemed to have a mind of its own, that aided you all in the fight during your darkest moments. And eventually, with its aid, you all were able to kill a vampire, something that had not been done in Wallachia for hundreds of years. And the first step towards, hopefully, changing Wallachia for the better and ending the Night Council. However, it was through Edwin Rune that you all also learned that apparently, in order for the vampire to track you all down and have this opening, a distraction was needed to be made. And that distraction was both Lucian and Carmilla going to fight Damien as their battle raged on outside of Dracula's castle by the time you all finished your own fight and you came out to witness it. Freya, who wished to go and join her husband in battle, was stopped by the party as it was a very bad idea, until eventually they found that the sword had led them to a one-time use teleportation circle, which it used to send them back to the Belmont Hold. That, however, is where the heirloom, Alucard's heirloom sword, and the party would have to part, as the sword had a new mission: find Alucard, and supposedly, hopefully, bring him back to Wallachia to end things once and for all. But we pick back up with all of you in the ruins of the Belmont estate, and what do?
Come on, Freya. Let's get you to the mirror.
Right.
I'm gonna go touch the thing with my, I guess, shoulder or hand. I don't know if this jerkin setup has gloves, but I'm gonna open the hold.
Yeah, you can open the hold and get in rather easily. Huh, that's weird. Why did that not? Oh, that's why.
Now,
I'm gonna have
here's
to
a
do
question.
something real quick. Yes.
Is our boy still here?
Trevor? I mean, not Trevor. Fucking.
That is a fantastic question.
He did say he was
I
gonna
guess we
stay
can
here
find
for a
out.
little while.
Go ahead and roll for me. Actually, no, I'll just roll it secretly. Mwahaha.
Ooh, secrets.
Are you guys just heading straight? I assume the plan is to head straight for the mirror.
Pretty
Yeah.
close. I will pull on that lever we watched to close the hold.
Using the chains.
Yeah, the chain whip.
Just roll an attack for me, just to see if you can get it. Yeah, you manage to grab the lever and pull it as it closes up behind you, and you all make your way down, and you immediately sort of enter into the library. And it is as you do that you all would sort of walk in and you would look around, and you would see sort of like sitting on top of a bookshelf, seemingly actually wait, no. You would walk in and you would see, as you lean over the shelf and you look down to the very bottom of the large archive on the ground floor, you would see Mr. Belmont there, Mr. Victor Belmont, and even more than that, you would see that he actually seems to be practicing with not the Morning Star, but with the normal Belmont whip.
Do I still have Freya in my arms, or did she go down? Well, get
Whoa.
down.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Bad words. Bad choice of
Crazy.
words. Bad choice of words. I'm sorry. Misinput. It was a misinput.
Once like past the stairs and everything, yeah, she would stand on her own.
To see you training.
You see he'll sort of pause for a moment as he'll sort of look up to all of you and he'll say,
Ah, you're all finally back. Well, I take it things went well.
Nope,
Edwin is
not
dead.
in the slightest.
Well, kind of.
We have a situation at Dracula's castle.
What kind of situation?
well,
There-
Vampire threesome.
Yeah. Well, 2 against 1.
And we should care why, exactly?
Well.
Because one of them is my husband.
And 2 of them are very strong and powerful vampire lords.
If they're fighting Damien, if that's what you mean by husband, then... Carmilla and Lucian, they actually made a move. That
Yeah.
doesn't seem intelligent of them, but...
No.
What about the
isn't that-
tomb? More importantly.
Well, Alucard is alive.
But he
Alright,
wasn't
so
dead.
we're saved.
Well,
Kind of.
Bad news.
He could be somewhere on the other side of the world, for all we know. His sword, though, is going to find him and bring him back.
Course. Well, any other good news besides waiting for a fucking sword to bring back the savior of Wallachia from his off-seas adventure?
I mean, Edwin is dead.
Yeah, we cut him down pretty efficiently.
So the run to the Vampire Council's dead. Well, first foot in the grave, I suppose.
You say that like our effort was not that great.
No, you did well. I'm just saying that, like I said before, killing a vampire is the easy part. It's everything that comes afterwards that's hard.
Anyway, we were thinking to use the mirror so I could go and taunt my father. Maybe distract him and have Damien hit him in the chest and kill him.
I mean, truthfully, I doubt any of them will kill each other, but you all can do whatever you please. I couldn't care less the result. Vampires killing each other is merely beneficial. Simple as that.
Alright, may I have his blessing.
But hey, Lucifer, are you sure you want to give away that you're alive? I mean, that could be a benefit that, you know, assuming he sent Edwin to take care of us.
Well, if you think about Edwin, I feel like he would be a person who would go like immediately back to tell, you know, his son's dead.
I'm sure his eyes would well with tears if he didn't have the taste of my father's shoe polish on his tongue. But, that aside, I'd rather taunt them into action. Like Victor said, as soon as we kill one, the war begins, so... Plus, he may mind his manners if he realizes we can spy on him just as easily as they can send spies to influence and search for us.
Well, if you're going to do that, I'm going to go try and sleep off this concussion before they start knocking on the door.
I wouldn't worry too much about that. Firstly, finding the Belmont Hold will be difficult. Secondly, getting into the Belmont Hold will be difficult. And thirdly, I'm certain all three of those vampire lords will be in no shape to chase you all down after their little bout ends.
Yeah, plus, if they come here, you'll just kill them for us anyway, so...
If they come here, I may kill you first and then them, but yes.
Well, I mean, we could kill them together, and then you could kill me, and mission accomplished anyway, so...
That week with you really paid off. Starting to like you even more by the second.
Come on,
Anyways,
Freya.
I do not plan to listen to your lecturing. Where's the mirror, Lucifer?
Let's go back down the hole.
Alrighty.
I'll
You
follow.
will leave Victor and go into the room.
Jevitz is gonna like sigh and follow behind.
Freya quickly will go to the mirror and like sit down in front of it. Right.
Okay. Freya, I don't remember if you've used the mirror yet, but just know that he can hear you, so maybe don't say anything in case, Lucifer's whole distraction plan backfires.
Alright.
Well, I mean,
everyone.
everybody in proximity can hear, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you would like to check on Damien's perspective first, by all means.
She will do so.
Alrighty. As you check on Damien, you put your hand to the mirror and you think about Damien, and as you do, you watch as all the shards will sort of fly into the air before reassembling themselves. And you will see sort of floating in the air, sort of like an aerial view around Dracula's castle. You will at first just see sort of red streaks sort of zoom by the place where this scrying is sort of taking place. And you have to sort of focus your eyes, and luckily the mirror does a bit of compensating for it, but you will eventually sort of see the proper figure of Damien sort of jumping around the massive castle, and you see he is dodging what seems to be fiery beams and magic missiles, while also sort of just, when he can, dashing forward, and you actually catch him striking at Lucien before Lucien brings up a magic barrier to block it, but Lucien is still sent flying like 50 feet into a wall. And you just see high-paced, high-octane combat between all three of them.
This is Dracula Ball Z fight, I understand.
Basically.
Their movements are so fast, I can barely catch up.
Allah,
think-
he's fast as a bitch!
She's just like holding on to like the sides of the mirror as she just like watches like a dog, basically.
All right, then. Is anyone doing anything?
BZ's giving color commentary.
She's gonna start hearing us talking about their fight.
I mean, are you actually? Or
Nah, I'm just like waiting to see if there's any like sort of like
All right.
moment.
if you guys are just going to watch for now, I was originally going to have this all sort of just be off-screen handled to a degree, but because I know that in my homebrew campaign, Mina enjoyed it so much when I did it this way, with a previous situation, I'm going to show the roles for each party, and you guys will get to actively see how the fight is progressing.
Ooh, all right.
Okay.
Yeah? Yeah, Mina, what's wrong?
I'm guessing it didn't go well last time.
No, not very. Usually
All
when
right.
Aki rolls a character on my behalf, he does dog shit.
How dare you? Your husband was holding in pretty well last time, okay? Considering what he was against.
Have you ever rolled so hard your hubby was on the line?
All right. So, the way this is going to work is that Damien is going to get one roll, and Lucian and Carmilla will get 2 rolls and take the higher, so they'll basically get advantage since they are double teaming him. But this will be Damien's roll. I GM rolled that, so I'm just going to roll it again. And this will also give you guys, like, you know, a brief little... This is just like a generic general roll of, like, their highest stat plus proficiency bonus. So, you know, this will give you guys a nice little sneak preview. Oh, no!
I told you.
All right, that was Damien's roll.
I told
this,
you.
this is so fucked.
Now we
Yeah,
get to
This is
Carmilla
why
and
I don't like when he
Lucian.
does this.
Okay, to be fair, they almost had it just as bad. Actually, hold on. I gotta get better music for this. We're in combat now. Where's Damien's theme? Hopefully that'll help him out a bit.
BZ is sort of like whispering over to Jevix, saying like, what do you think is Carmilla's thought behind this? You know she doesn't do anything without, you know, proper planning.
That's the thing that concerns me. If she's doing this, then there's definitely a greater plan.
She can't honestly think she's powerful enough to take on, like, the Damien.
Maybe she just wants to observe his power firsthand. See what she can do against it later.
Alrighty. As the battle unfolds, actually, I need to take note of this real quick. So, Damien, and then Carmilla. All right. You watch as the battle rages on. Things seemed relatively equal, but you can see that Damien is starting to lose a considerable amount of footing as he goes to strike at something you all can immediately notice, and something that I guess would be a bit more obvious to you all considering how well you know these respective lords, is that both Carmilla and Lucian seem to be very magic heavy in this fight currently, as to where Damien so far has mostly just displayed immense raw physical power. Carmilla and Lucian are devising their seeming tactic currently of keeping their distance and just launching a barrage of spells at Damien to try and catch him off guard and overwhelm him. But you see Damien is physically running around and trying to dodge and close the distance to deliver a powerful counterattack. But as he goes to attack Lucian once more, he is pelted in the side by just a barrage of scorching rays from Carmilla, before then another barrage of magic missiles from Lucian slams him into a wall, and as he sort of goes to get up and dash away, he's quickly struck by a bolt of lightning from the both of them and seems to be losing ground. And it should also be noted that during this entire fight, there are dark black and red clouds in the sky, and it is raining blood.
Is it?
But
was it nighttime when we were out?
it was like the sun was. It was like dusk when
Okay.
when you found the church where the tomb was. It was dusk,
Okay, so we can say that it's like nighttime at this point.
pretty much.
Okay.
So, seeing this happening, I'm going to see if we can get a little weird. Oh no, wait, never mind. The range is 30 feet.
Yeah, you can't do like at a point where you can.
There's
see
no
if
way
it's
that
in
you can
range,
do
yeah.
cast. There's no way you'd be able to cast spell. The only ways you guys could intervene is if you did something through the scrying mirror.
Okay.
But if no one has anything they do, I will do the next roll.
Freya's just like tense holding onto the mirror.
Jebix is going to wait until Carmilla's like about to strike and is going to like scream out, "Help!"
What was that? You got
Yup.
cut off by your mic.
Oh, he's going to scream, "Carmilla, help!"
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, because the way he's thinking of it, like, despite everything, he is a creation of hers. So it may not like keep working, but it may throw her off just a
All
bit.
right. Anyone else?
Yeah, let's see how this plays out.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm
then.
curious.
I'm going to make a roll for Carmilla. Where is she?
Please fail, please fail, please fail.
Do. So that's what? That plus. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I need to toggle GM so you guys don't see this. Okay then. You will see as the battle commences and Damien is sort of pulling himself out of the wall of Dracula's castle and sort of getting ready to try and escape, and both Lucian and Carmilla are both preparing spells. You will yell out for Carmilla's help, and you will see that these sort of magic circles that were forming around her as if she was about to cast a spell would sort of fizzle and shatter as she heard it before she would look around. It will just be a flat roll for them. They will not have advantage because of your interference. So this will be Damien's. That was GM rolling, so I'm not counting it. This will. What the fuck?
I told you.
Homie getting fucking dog walked.
How?
Fraud watch. The fuck in Damien? What the fuck?
This is why I don't like when Hucky does this, because this happens every time.
That's insane. That's like improbable.
Double one. Jesus Christ, dude.
All right.
Oh.
Well, you see that Carmilla sort of flinches and her spell disperses, and you see Damien immediately tries to take that advantage and dash straight at her. But unfortunately, Lucian is unfazed by it, and you see he just launches a massive fireball that slams into Damien and sort of blasts him back before he can get his hands on Carmilla. All right.
In a panic, she will say as she's clutching the mirror, just, "You must prevail, my love. Please."
Okay, then. You watch as he sort of is sent flying back to the ground and sort of into a crater. He'll push himself up, and then he'll hear the camera, quote unquote, for the scrying mirror does follow Damien, since he is the source of how you're using the scrying mirror. So it does follow him to the ground. But you see, as you say that, he'll sort of, as he's pushing himself out of the ground, he'll sort of look around as he hears your voice, and he'll just sort of rub the back of his neck before he just cracks it, but sort of his head bending almost 90 degrees, like cracking far beyond what a normal crack would be, as he'll sort of just get up and dust himself off.
Devin's gonna whisper to Freya, "Tell him you sit on his face or something."
Yeah.
Well, if my love is watching, then I guess I have to kill you even worse than I planned to.
Okay, Gojo.
And all right, anyone else doing anything?
Nope.
BZ's just watching.
All right. In that case, we'll get into the next roll. I will give Damien advantage, since he knows Pookie's watching.
There we
Goddamn.
go. There we go. That's
Against
our boy.
advantage. All right. Even with the equaled out advantage, Damien is successful. You'll watch as Damien sort of gets up, and as he cracks his neck, you'll watch as the raining blood from the sky sort of just pools on the ground in the crater, before you'll start to see like crimson sort of smoke rise up from the burns that are healing on him. And all four of his eyes will glow a crimson glow before, in just a blur of red, he will dash forward, and you see that Carmilla immediately tries to erect a shield as he dashes towards her, but then he dashes past her, and you see he goes to strike at Lucian, and Lucian is too late to react as he grabs Lucian by the face and then throws him into Carmilla, the both of them crashing into the ground instead. Alrighty then. Anything else before we go on to the next round?
Mind if I cut in here?
She'll move a bit to give you a bit more room.
Oh, I was gonna like change the perspective.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she'll let you very begrudgingly.
All right, let's lock in on Lucian.
All right, you'll watch the mirror will shift and change, and then you will lock back in on your father, Lucian, as he is sort of on top of Carmilla as they're both in a crater, and he will be sort of pushing himself. Actually, no, Lucian's the type of guy. Instead of pushing himself off the ground, he just levitates back up to his upright position as he sort of tries to dust himself off as his wounds also sort of heal.
Oh, I think you looked much better lying in the dirt like the dog you sent after us that's lying in the dirt now.
So then, I take it Edwin failed in removing you from the situation. I should have expected as much.
Yeah, well, he failed and Alucard lives. What a wonderful day for Wallachia.
All right. That will remove their advantage. Next roll, Damien, a 16. Pretty good, all things considered. This is 24. All right. You see, as they begin to push themselves up, and Lucian sort of turns to respond towards your disconnected voice, that as you say Alucard lives, both him and Carmilla will sort of grunt and flinch at it. And Damien will immediately take the opportunity. As you see, he will sort of dash forward at them. He will dash onto the ground, and as he slams into the ground, he will bring both of his arms back, and he will just slash both of his arms upwards as two crimson claws just shoot out of the ground and begin cutting through the ground as they both go towards Lucian and Carmilla, who will once again try and project magic barriers, but the claws will just rend through them and sort of cut deeply into their bodies. Carmilla losing an arm and Lucian losing a leg, but you will see that their limbs begin to grow back quickly. As Damien will sort of just begin walking towards them.
What's wrong? Losing your nerve? Or maybe you realize just how fucked you are. Never mind that. I'd worry more about yourself, dog.
All right. Anything else before the next clash?
Can BZ make a make like a intimidation check to like to I don't know, try and like inspire? I don't know. Either that or a persuasion. I can do persuasion too.
Well, it's really just how you're trying to interfere in the fight that'll determine what happens.
Then BZ will just like yell out in like absolute absolute like hype man moment. Fuck him up, Damien!
You see Carmilla's one eye will just sort of wince as your rough voice comes through, and you see Damien will sort of chuckle before saying,
Well, would you look at that? You do know how to make them. Those creations of yours have great taste.
and all right, that will even the playing fields. But everyone has intervened once at least, so now it'll be a lot harder to influence the fight with future interventions.
Will it though?
All right. Damien, that's 3 successes for Damien. He is now caught back up from the natural 1. You see, as he says that, Damien will just dash forward with blinding speed, and you see both Carmilla and Lucian will misty step to the sides as Damien just slams his claws into the ground of the crater of where the two of them were, making it even deeper. But as they dash to the side, he will dig his claws into the ground and just slash them to his right and left, as once again, these crimson claw slashes will just shoot out of his hands, sort of made from magical ethereal blood, and both cut into Lucian and Carmilla as they sort of are sent flying back once more.
So I'm going to use my last spell slot. going to focus focus the mirror on Carmilla, like assuming that Lucian's by her.
No, they have now
And-
like separated because they both dashed in opposite directions when he tried to attack them.
Okay.
But you can still focus on Carmilla if you wish.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to activate an alarm when she's about to attack.
All right, then. You can see that the two of them, as they recoil and they're healing their wounds once more, both Carmilla and Lucian will sort of lock eyes for a moment before you see Carmilla will put out her hands as she seems to be conjuring forth seemingly a large a large moat of glacial like ice magic, while Lucian conversely is conjuring forth a large sort of electrical moat of magic, and it seems like they're planning to launch both of them from either side to explode a cryogenic sort of lightning burst at Damien. But as she is bracing to let out the burst of magic, roll for me a d20 plus your level.
Okay. Damn!
Oh, hell yeah.
Jesus.
Okay. Alrighty. You see, as you do that, Carmilla's one eye will wince again as she launches the magic at the same time as Lucian does, but she seems to have been sort of delayed and her angle seems to be slightly off. It will be a flat roll off once more. Damien, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Yep.
I've never rolled this many natural ones.
31.
This is again. That's why I said.
Hey guys, hold on. I got the perfect sound for this. You guys ready?
What? What? All right, well, instead of 2 successes, since they're both natural ones, but his is higher, this will just be 1 normal success for Damien.
Let's go, Damien.
You see your alarm spell actually seems to sort of catch them all a bit off guard, but Damien sort of recovers at the last moment to sort of dash into the air out of the way of the ice and lightning as they coalesce together and just explode in a burst of icy shards and bolts of electricity. Before you see Lucian will sort of, as he's jumping into the air, he will almost like claw at his arms and flick blood above him that will coalesce into sort of a hard like disc that he will bounce off of and slam directly down onto the ground and send pieces of earth flying at both Lucian and Carmilla, pushing them back even further. All right, then. Any other interference for this
I'm
round, or?
Gonna go to Lucian.
All right. What are you doing?
Needing a partner to fight him. Like I said, I knew you were a pathetic coward.
Roll a d20 plus your level.
Please.
Please. +8.
26.
Alrighty. That's insane. Okay. You watch as he sort of is reeling back, the sort of debris slammed into him and slammed him on the ground again, and he sort of pushes the large boulder back before he floats himself up properly, sort of still recovering from the past couple of beatings. And as you speak, he'll just...
Silence, you whore. I'm trying to rid this world of your filthy dog. It's not my fault that he squirms so much.
And you see that as he sort of turns to your disembodied voice and yells at you, and the broken earth sort of parts as well as the dust cloud, he'll just quickly turn back, and you will see that Damien is immediately right in front of him as Lucian immediately tries to bring up his arms to conjure forth a shield, but Damien just fucking takes a claw and he just slashes it across Lucian's chest before grabbing onto one of his arms and swirling him around and slamming him or spinning him so hard that he rips Lucian's arm off and throws him into the wall of Dracula's castle before sort of just tossing the arm to the side.
Don't ever call her a whore again, freak.
Let's go.
Now then, what should I rip off next?
Listen, even if I end up rolling bad, he is a wife guy. So, I just bait Lucian into insulting me. Bro. Okay, a win is a win.
A win is a win.
A win is a win.
Let's go.
You see,
let's go.
I even described Damien winning before rolling because I knew it was going to happen. All right. Next round.
Oh, I did have a question for you, Father. Your extensive knowledge of all things vampires. Would you happen to know anything about a certain Gabriel Belmont, a vampiric half? I don't know. But they're a Belmont, and they're of vampiric origin. Do share your knowledge.
I could not give a damn. Silence, you insignificant child.
Oh, he's throwing a tantrum. Adorable. You whine almost as much as Edwin did before we killed him.
Alrighty then. We love rage baiting. Go ahead and roll for me a same thing, d20 plus your level, so +8.
Come on.
Yeah, 16.
You see that Lucian responds to you, but he still seems pretty focused on Damien as he sort of pushes himself out of the wall and will immediately sort of call for Carmilla as she will dash forward, and the two of them will sort of seem to be preparing large-scale sort of AoE magic attacks as they're dashing in towards Damien. Lucian's arm regenerating, but a bit slower than usual. They will roll normal. He did not give... Okay, doesn't matter still. And you will watch as both of them charge in. They will both raise out their hands, and you see they will both go to cast a destructive wave of energy at Damien, but he will sort of bend down, and you will see another blur of red as he dashes forward and manages to get past both of them before they can successfully let off the burst. And you see this time he takes his clawed hand and he slams it into Carmilla's gut, sort of just grabbing her by the intestines and then picking her up and slamming her into Lucian as he just drags them both against the ground before throwing them as they sort of skip on the ground like a rock on water. All right, we are nearing the end here, folks. It's Damien 6 and Lucian and Carmilla 3.
Easy will step up to the mirror and step aside.
If you want her to fully leave the front of the mirror, yeah, she's not doing that, but she
Okay.
is like sat in front of it, so like you're tall
Okay,
enough for you very
yeah,
clearly.
I can just go. Okay, and BC sort of like goes to the mirror, sort of like goes to Carmilla's point of view, and just like sort of like yelled, "Carmilla, I thought you were smarter than this. You're an absolute buffoon, idiot, absolute moron. Cannot even do 2 + 2 equals. You're gonna get fucked."
All right, go ahead and roll a d20 plus 8.
Dang it.
You see, she sort of like rolls up onto her, from skidding across the ground. She sort of turns in the air on one of them and sort of lands on her feet as her, the gaping wound in her gut will begin to slowly heal. And as you yell out, you see her eye will twitch a little bit, but she seems to just completely ignore you. Before you see, she will sort of give a nod to Lucian, and Lucian will give a nod to her as, you see that Carmilla will sort of outstretch her hands, and as she does, you will watch as planes of force begin to form around Damien, sort of trying to box and trap him in. And as they do that, you can see Lucian slamming his hands together as he's channeling a sickly green energy of seemingly a high-level disintegrate to blast at Damien while he's trapped in a box, hopefully. All right, not the best roll from Damien.
Shit.
And you'll watch as these planes of force sort of come in from all around Damien. He'll try to dash forward in directions to try and get out of the way, but he'll slam into walls of force before he's sort of forced into this small little cube, as Lucian will let out a beam of disintegration, and you see that Damien will just reach out one clawed hand, and he will sort of block the disintegrating beam with one of his hands, and it will sort of begin to disintegrate his arm. But as it reaches to, like, it only manages to disintegrate up to his forearm, and at that point he just cuts off the rest of his arm, as it will then slowly begin to regenerate more. 6-4. Anything else, folks? Or we go into the next round?
Going back to Damien. Do not let her hold you with her filthy magics. You can break out of it. I know you can.
Of course I can. You not know who I am.
I do. But you must show them.
All right. Roll a d20 plus your level.
Oh.
Plus 8, that's what? 17? Okay, then. You see, as you say that, you don't know if your words were the greatest, but you see Damien sort of, as his arm is slowly regenerating, he will actually, you can see the process sort of starts like from the bone and then goes to the muscles and then the flesh and everything like that. And it gets up to halfway up his forearm before you will just watch as Damien grabs the exposed bone and rips sort of his arm off, as it will begin to regenerate itself again. But you will watch his arm that he rips off transform into that of a large crimson blade of blood before he will just bring it up and slam it and just cleave through the planes of force. As he will have advantage on this. 1, 2, versus
Thank
1,
God.
2, 31. And you will watch as the planes shatter. Carmilla will be sort of caught off guard before you see Damien will dash forward with only one arm holding the large sort of self-made crimson greatsword in his hand, and he will bring it up to just cleave directly down on Carmilla, as Carmilla will try to use magics to sort of push herself backwards, but as she does, you see it won't be enough as he just cleaves across her chest, and in the motion of sort of from that slash still spinning, as Lucian is going to launch a barrage of magic rays at him, he will just toss the sword, his severed arm that has now become a crimson greatsword, and it will just slam into Lucian's chest and sort of pin him against a tree. All right. Anything else for this round?
Just to Lucian again. You didn't even need to send Edwin after us. After watching your pathetic performance, I might as well kill myself from embarrassment. Ooh.
That's pretty fucking good. All right, make a roll.
That is really good.
Me when I rage bait the vampire lord. God!
Natural
It's so
20.
easy to rage bait. Let's go.
You see, as you say that, he will sort of, since his other arm is still regenerating, he will try and grab the greatsword and try to pull it out. And as you say that, you can see he's struggling a little bit with the greatsword, as clearly he is not that type of fighter. And he will sort of just, you can even see like you can see his eyes sort of widen and bloodshot a little as he'll just turn and say,
Silence! You know nothing, my insignificant spawn. I will win this. And winning isn't even the point of this. My machinations are greater than you could ever understand. You impudent, insignificant whelp!
and yeah, they will not have advantage. That's for sure. Alrighty. Damien, Lucian, and Carmilla. That's another one for the books.
Damn.
You can see that as Lucian is struggling to take the greatsword out of his chest and unpin himself from the tree, that you see in the distance, Carmilla, who is recoiling from the slash. Damien just continues his spin and brings up, because his other arm is gone, just brings up a kick and just slams it into Carmilla's neck. And you can see Carmilla's head twist and her neck break as she is sent flying into a bunch of trees that just fall down around her, and before he will turn around and dash forward towards Lucian. And Lucian, too busy crashing out at you, will realize only too late that a Damien is coming at him at high speeds and just kicks the sword, kicks the self-made crimson greatsword straight through him and sends him flying through a couple more trees. All right, then. The battle's almost over. What are you doing for this round?
Back to Damien. She's going to, like, she's again gripping the sides of the mirror, and her previous anxiety has now gone to like full grinning, like wide-eyed staring as she's watching him do this. And finish them, Damien. Make them pay. Bleed him for everyone to see.
Oh, I plan to. A declaration of my dominance.
All right, make a roll. D20
Wait.
plus your level.
I would like to give the help action by saying, oh, and by the way, Damien, Edwin got a few solid hits on your love by their order.
All right, I'll allow that. Go ahead and roll a 2d20s. Take the highest and add your level.
Thank God.
14 plus 8. 22.
22.
Mhm.
All right. He will have advantage. So it will be advantage versus advantage. 1, 2. Ooh.
Ah,
1, 2. You will see as Damien sort of proclaims such, and he sort of looks for the two of them as they have now been both sort of sent into the forest. Lucian and Carmilla will both sort of appear behind him in a magical teleportation as they both hold out their hands, sort of like right next to each other, as both of them will let out powerful, destructive waves of energy to try. And you see Damien will sort of turn around and bring up his one arm to sort of block, but be a little bit too late as both the waves hit him and he is sent flying through the ground and through a bit of the forest, sort of tumbling through the ground and into another crater. All right, anything for this round?
Can you guys rage bait your parents some more?
I'm trying to think of any insults. Ugh.
I got some. The great and almighty Lucian de Linecourt. I'm reduced to nothing more than a squabbling peasant, burying his nose in the mud and shit. In front of one of, what is it you call it? True lineage, true breed? The only shame is I won't be able to be the one to kill you at this rate.
All right, go ahead and roll. 18. You can see that at this point, he's almost not even hearing your words anymore, as both him and Carmilla, their eyes are glowing red. You can see Lucian still missing an arm, and Carmilla's wounds are still slowly healing. It's almost as if they're like, for lack of any better term, they're in pure focus mode and seem to be not even registering your words at this point. All right. But Damien just needs one good roll to end this.
Not today.
No!
Not that easy, it seems.
So where are we at the moment? What's the
Damien
odds?
9, Lucian and Carmilla 6.
Okay, we can still win this.
We're going to 10, so
We can still win this.
you will watch as sort of Damien, being sort of surprised by it, will sort of start to push himself up out of the ground, and you can see that like a couple of his bones are broken in the wrong places as they're slowly starting to realign themselves, and he just starts standing up from the ground. But you can see that both Lucian and Carmilla at this point have gone into the air, and they have both raised their hands, and they are both going to call down continuous lightning strikes down at Damien, and Damien will dodge the first one, but then the second one he will fail to dodge because of his broken bones before he will get hit by a couple more lightning bolts, sort of sending him scattering through the forest. All right. Anything for this round?
Back to Damien. Give me a moment.
I'll then save for like dire moment. BZ's gonna go to Camilla.
Okay.
All right.
Carmilla, so smart, so intelligent, yet you can't understand. The odds are not in your favor. Do the math, Carmilla. You can't do this. Run away now.
Go ahead and roll a d20 plus 8.
Run away and never return.
Damn it, I'm horrible at this. Don't make me do this again.
Unfortunately, you see, similar to Lucian, she's sort of in this more feral, sort of almost animalistic focus mode of life or death, prey and predator.
So, do you want to try your dad again?
No, not for this round.
Next round.
All right,
Uh,
then
Alright.
we're let. Oh, that's Javik.
You said that they're being more like feral, right?
Yeah, not in like the, but in like the, they're not talking as much. It's a lot of just instinct, I guess I should say, is more the correct term. They're being more instinctual, and there's not as much talking or anything like that, or prostrating.
Okay. Jevix is going to say, what's this, Carmilla? Got nothing to say this time? You always so quick to try and pick my brain. Now look at you, scrambling to try and survive. Like the animal you are.
All right, then go ahead and roll.
You gotta do better than me, man. Damn it, it's worse! How is it worse?
Yeah, your words just aren't getting through to them. So it's
Too
gonna be
animalistic.
raw, normal, Damien roll versus advantage other roll. Ooh. All right
Okay.
then.
Ooh, they're matching.
You
All
see
right,
a
all right.
You see they go to continue calling down lightning strikes, and they will continue striking into Damien, but you see Damien will sort of slowly, through the lightning strikes, be getting to his feet, and I'd say you would be able to recognize this most, Freya, but you can see that he's panting heavily, but it's not an exhausted sort of pant, but more of, as you see, he sort of manages to get to his feet and look up. It is more of like a vigorous and extreme excitement pant, as he does seem to be getting a bit more feral comparatively to the other two, as you can just see his wide toothy grin as he's panting heavily, blood just covering his body and sort of dripping down, as he'll lick some of the blood from his face before just dashing forward at the both of them, dodging the next lightning strike, and he will go to cleave into both of them with his crimson sort of bloodied claws, but they will both bring up barriers as they're both blasted back down to the ground, and he lands on the ground, like on all fours, sort of just looking up at them before getting up to 2 feet. All right. No one won there because it was a flat tie, so still 9-6.
All right, Damien. Make them understand it, my love. That you are the Dark Lord.
Go ahead and roll.
Mine.
Are you
Oh,
fucking
no.
kidding me?
I don't
Is
know
that
if he
a
likes.
detriment?
He doesn't. He kind of idolize Dracula. I don't.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
feel like
thing. She calls him that, and he's chill with it.
I feel like he's getting flashback of some saucy
I'm
night
gonna
and gets
say
distracted.
that
Are you fucking
at
kidding
this
me?
point, he is in such a like feral, battle hungry, like he is in such a like, for lack of any better term, turned on, feral, battle hungry state because of how
Yeah.
Damien is that your words aren't reaching him.
Okay, that's fine.
He's stuck in the thrill of the fight.
He's turbo bricked up.
Ooh, I got a good one. Devix is going to focus on Lucian and be like, hey, so you seem to have forgotten something. You know how we said Alucard's alive? Look behind you.
Deception.
That's
The deception.
go ahead and roll a d20 plus 8.
Would that be with advantage for making him shit his pants?
No advantage, but
Okay.
if if you're successful, this will definitely do quite
Can
something.
I ask a question? Does this
Yeah.
count as an ability check?
No.
Either way, you got a
Okay.
22. We're good. We're fine. We're chilling.
Okay. Then. You will see as sort of the two of them are getting back up off the ground and your voice comes over to Lucian. You see as you say Alucard and then say behind you, almost out of like instinctual reactionary fear, Lucian's eyes immediately widen and he turns around to see what's behind him, but there will be nothing there. So it will be a flat roll off. Damien versus them. And there it is.
There we go.
Okay.
And you watch as Lucian immediately looks backwards. Carmilla will look over at him, and Damien will immediately, seeing the opportunity, just sort of on all fours, dash forward off the ground as Lucian will turn back, and as he does, Damien just brings back an arm, and you watch as like his blood from his arm that he ripped off that is half healed, you see his crimson blood sort of coalesces into a large feral claw in the sort of on the other half of the forearm that hasn't regenerated yet, and he just cleaves it through Lucian as you see it just nearly cuts him in half before then in that same motion pushing his arm forward and the crimson claw detaching before shooting out and just stabbing directly into Carmilla as well. As both of them are just sent flying backwards, Lucian sort of having to hold his body together while Carmilla is impaled by the massive crimson claw. As Damien will sort of stumble to his feet with a half-healed arm and just say,
You dare come to my land, to my lord's castle, and try to make a fool of me. You are nothing more than pretenders and traitors to his great liege. Cower and fear, run and hide, for all will fall before my crimson tides, as Wallachia drowns in blood, and night begins to rise.
Ours.
And as he laughs into the sky, the blood rain will come down even harder as both Carmilla and Lucian sort of stumble to their feet, and Carmilla will just look over to Lucian and say,
I am afraid that our calculations were not strong enough, but we have acquired what we need. Let us leave now, Lucian. Further staying would be illogical. I do so hate it when you're right. Fine. Take your petty victory, Damien. But know that you may have won this battle, but the war is ours.
and you will watch as magic circles will appear beneath both of them as they will both teleport away,
What do they mean?
leaving
Oh,
Damien.
I wanna shift the mirror to follow Lucian.
Did you think you'd escape me, bitch?
Run it with your leg.
As you shift the mirror to try and follow Lucian, it will be, for lack of any better term, static. There won't be
Yeah.
anything there.
They most likely have anti-scrying magic. Back to Damien. I say to the mirror.
And you just see Damien sort of standing there in the rubble as crimson blood pours down, still missing a good part of his arm and a couple of his broken bones still readjusting themselves, but he just laughs maniacally, sort of leaning back, laughing into the rain as he runs his hand through his hair.
I put a hand on like Freya's shoulder. Told you it'd be all right.
She's not listening. She's so bricked up right now.
Yeah. BZ's just gonna raise
full,
his hand.
full red and
He's about to fucking launch this mirror like Foxy, man.
Yeah. BZ just raises his hands. It's just like, I'm gonna leave you alone.
Gonna give you in the mirror some privacy.
Some privacy, yeah.
all right. But the battle has ended. Damien has sustained some injuries, but Lucian and Carmilla are worse for wear than he is. What are you all doing?
Well, with that, we should get anything we might need from the Belmont hold and set out. Who's our next target?
Hey, maybe we should rest first. I mean,
Rest.
No,
and
yes,
also-
in the morning. Set out. We have to wait for Morrigan to bring Haru and Bethany back as well.
Also, what was that about them saying they got what they came for?
could be anything.
Likely to take a measure of Damien's strength.
No. I feel like that's not it. I don't think Carmilla would risk so much just to get her ass beat. Just to analyze Damien.
You'd be surprised what she would do for knowledge.
Even if they did, they're not doing good. They won't be able to make any moves for a long time. As expected.
Well, we'll be free to roam a bit more. For just about a little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
and we're probably going to send more after us, especially since we intervened so aggressively. But hey, that's what we signed up for.
Alright. Let's head off and go to sleep.
Pisa, you might be a genius.
All right, then. I assume you all go to sleep, unless Freya, are you doing anything with the mirror?
What isn't she doing with the mirror?
She is just gonna watch him, like, until he gets through his, like, barrel crash out boner stage. Past everyone going to go sleep. And when he's in a better state, a more aware state,
After a couple of minutes, you'll see that the crimson rain will, the blood rain will sort of begin to die down and sort of disappear as his laughs will sort of echo off as he'll sort of just look down, panting a bit.
every day you make me so proud to serve you.
I am glad you could bear witness to my might. For it seems now I have truly claimed who stands atop this council of night.
It was always going to be your place. Now they know. And we will pick off the rest of them.
Yes. Tell me, my dear, how did fare your mission?
He tried to ambush us, Edwin, but we were able to take him out. Though we did so in Alucard's tomb. He was not there.
So the prodigal son is gone. How bittersweet.
Though I did sustain quite a few injuries, so I don't know how long before unconsciousness takes me will I see you.
Where is it that you reside currently? I have trouble feeling you.
We got sent back to the Belmont location.
Ah, the hold. I will try, my dear. But as I have said before, the Belmonts may be the only thing that could dare stand equal to myself. And what of the last son? Is he there too?
Yes, he is.
To think, the last remnant of the Belmont name, here in my lands.
Once our mission is done, You will get your fight you've always desired.
I cannot wait. But oh, how tempting it is to meet the last Slayer. To see my greatest accomplishment. Looks and smells. But I take it your friends would not take well to my presence at the hold. So I will do my best to refrain this primal desire once more.
Will do my best to get rid of the others as quick as I can. For you.
I know you will, dear. You will never disappoint.
And I would say she would basically, essentially, like, keeping it on him, like, lay in front of it as she just watches until she can't anymore physically.
And you'll fall asleep here then.
Yes.
Alrighty. You all find, some of you find a couch, a bed, some of you lay there on the cold floor in front of the mirror. A vampire killed. Damien's bout against both Lucian and Carmilla victorious. But an eerie echoing of Carmilla and Lucian's exchange and words in the back of your heads. What that could possibly mean and what it is that you all are to do next. But you will rest and you will sleep, and eventually you will awaken once more in the hold.
So I do want to say, before going to sleep, Javix is going to fiddle around with his the new weapon that he was trying to make.
All right. I would say that you would be able to finish it before you head to bed.
Nice.
They are very interesting in make and very complex. The circuit, the sort of clockwork that and gears that work to sort of allow you to retract and extit and launch the blades attached to these sort of very thin chains. Certainly will be something to try and get used to, but I mean, if the Hellslings made them and the Belmonts used them, they have to be useful against vampires, so. But you all will awaken in the hold, and now will come the time for you to discuss your next course of action and next plans.
Okay. So we took down Edwin. Victor, who do you think is next up in the hierarchy?
Are you asking who has the seat above Edwin?
Yeah. I figure if we make our way up, will get stronger with each one.
I will say, Gabriella is below him, but above him, the next is Elena.
Okay, all in favor of going after her?
I'm down.
Sure.
We'll need to get to them all eventually, so why not?
Dynasty's fine as, well, our next destination, I suppose.
So it seems that your next target and destination is Helena, the lesser vampire lord of Dynasty.
Yep.
All right. Are you doing anything else?
Jevix is going to contact Lucifer's sister, let her know that, you know, they're all still okay, and
Mm-hmm.
they're heading out, probably won't be able to be as in touch for a bit.
She'll express how she's glad that you're alive, hope things have went well, and just continue to reiterate to keep yourself safe and keep an eye on her brother.
Yeah, don't worry. His hero complex is really hard to hone in, but you know, we're doing our best to rein that in.
BC sort of like peeks over, sort of like whispers from across the room, just saying like, "Tell her how you feel."
Okay, well, I will see you around.
Do it.
See you around then.
Tell her.
Hmm? You see, as you sort of say see you around, she'll sort of look to the side and you can hear Lucifer's mother calling as she'll sort of get up and start walking over out of her room.
Okay, he's going to stop the looking. Um, doesn't want to accidentally spy on her.
BC's just shaking his head at you, just disappointed, just like,
Guess I can change this.
Look, I panicked. Okay,
last chance of talking to her for a while, and you didn't go and tell her what you really feel. Honestly, I feel like at this point she knows.
I. Well, I don't want to say anything just yet.
All right.
Yes,
All right.
I'm. Yes, I'm nervous about her answer, but at the same point, considering what we're up against right now, I if by some miracle she does feel the same, I don't want to tell her how I feel, have this moment, and then I end up going and dying.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Anyways, I feel like she knows. You've been talking to her every single day since we've been here.
You've seen every time, huh?
Yeah, You think a brother can't see how his freaking older brother is doing? Huh?
Well, maybe when I feel a bit more confident in all of our abilities to handle vampire ambushes, I would want to tell her in person.
Yeah. Better hope she doesn't find another noble to sweep her off her feet or get married off by her family, you know? You never know.
BZ, you suck at pep talks.
Hey, is it at least working a little bit?
No, because now I am stressing about it.
Anyways, let's get going. Come on.
He kind of like stops, like doesn't take a step. Okay, but what if she does find some... I wasn't even thinking about that possibility.
Javix.
All right then. What are you all doing?
I'm just
You
gonna
have a
spend what time I can here training, but when everybody else is ready to go, then we go.
I'm
Plan on setting out.
I'm guessing Morgana came back with the horses.
Yeah.
You do know that Lucifer's, or not Lucifer's, fucking Alucard's tomb was actually like 2 to 3 days away, with Morgan and the horses and stuff just being on their own and not having to carry you as well. They could make it back in 2 days, but you probably still have like
We have another day.
1 day left, yeah. So you have 1 day to do what you need. Or please.
Is Victor still around?
Yes.
BZ will sort of like go over to Victor, sort of like say, so I'm guessing this is where we part ways for a while now, huh?
What do you mean?
Well,
You're already setting off.
Yeah, pretty soon.
And what are you doing?
Well, I'm here to say my goodbyes because, you know, you've been...
I mean, what the fuck are you doing once you leave?
No, well, we're gonna go find another vampire.
So you're just going to, what? Walk into their territory and track down a vampire and kill them? That's your plan?
I mean, better plan than waiting for them to come around, you know?
Get everyone together. You've already killed one fucking vampire. You're in too deep to get yourselves fucking killed doing something this stupid.
Okay, fine. BZ's gonna go and, like, gather everyone.
Lucifer will come with a towel around his neck, wiping off the sweat from his training.
He's not in a good mood.
Javix comes and he looks like distraught. Like if there's like a storm cloud. He's still...
Oh my god, those words that BZ said really put him down, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
And I assume Freya's also just there, chilling.
Yeah, she kind of just wants to get out of this place. She's
Alright.
like, oh yeah, I moved on from gooning. I'm in the op cave.
As you all sort of gather around, you see he'll sort of just cross his arms and say,
You killed your first vampire lord. Congratulations. Now everything gets 10 times fucking complicated. More complicated. Like I said, killing the vampire is the easy part. It's everything that comes after. Which also means you can't be doing what you've been doing. And what I mean is you can't be traveling to towns normally. Well, one of you at least always had to wear a cloak anyways, so it shouldn't be too much of a change, but you all have to hide your fucking identities now. Vampires have connections everywhere, and if you're going to march into a vampire's territory exposed, they're going to fucking find you. Themselves. And I'll tell you right now, a vampire finding you is not a good fight, especially when it's in their own fucking territory. So firstly, you all have to get used to the cloak life, maybe in mask life as well.
Devix kind of just like gestures at himself.
I mean,
On top of that, I don't mean because you're fucking creatures of the night now, I mean because your fucking figures are recognizable and you killed a fucking vampire. Not only that, but Lucian and Carmilla have obviously made it clear that they're willing to take big moves. I highly doubt that they're gonna keep your little crusade secret anymore. I'm sure they'll be giving your exact descriptions and visages out to the entire Night Council. So, travel in the shadows, travel off the roads, be subtle. Don't make too big of a stink. Additionally, even if you find a vampire, fighting a vampire in that territory is already a bad idea. You already saw that win for Carmilla and Lucian against fucking Damien. However, your best bet at finding a vampire is finding them at their home. But their home is going to be trapped, they're going to have a shit ton of creatures of the night. It's going to be fucking hell. So what you need to do is you need to get smart and you need to acquire resources. Either that or you lure them out. Whether that's by exposing yourselves in a smart way that doesn't get yourselves fucking killed. Laying a trap in some place that is advantageous to you. And having the vampire think that, oh, they could be the one to kill you and gain favor with whatever the fuck Carmilla and Lucian are doing. Or, if you do manage to actually find their home base of operations, learning as much about it as you can, and hopefully infiltrating and surprising them in their own home. But doing what you've been doing isn't going to fucking cut it. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Yeah. You made it this far already. If you do manage to actually take out a couple more of them, perhaps I can come in and clean up the rest, if things go south, so.
Saying there's a chance.
Yes, I'm saying there's a chance we can actually win this war against the night.
Guys, I think he's starting to like us more.
Don't fucking push it. What's your next target?
Helena, we're gonna head for Dynasty.
I think Halitz would be a better bet. Gabriella Petra. She's in a Edwin Rune situation, as far as I can tell. The two of them are newer names and faces to the Night Council. He's probably next weakest on the docket, around Edwin's same strength. Granted, Edwin was outside of his territory and didn't have nearly as many creatures backing him up, but you all are stronger than you used to be, and hopefully smarter, after my little fucking warning to you. However, after that, Helena's probably not a bad choice. Well, really any of the lesser territories after that. Lupu, Medenu, Lindenfeld, the Nesty. But before that, I would suggest Hallets. It's one of the smallest territories, and Gabriella will probably be a lot easier than the others.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
Additionally, it depends on how well you all fare, but I would be sparing with how much you come back to the hold. Not only every time you return do you increase the chances of you being followed, but also having to come all the way back to Transylvania and then find the hold again will significantly increase your journeys and the distance and time you take to travel. Try and take out as many as you can, and I would also be prepared for the possibility of facing multiple. After all, once you kill one vampire, maybe that's a chance, but you're immediately on the radar as a threat. You kill 2 vampires, that's no coincidence. And at that point, they might start working together. Now, as far to my knowledge, when it comes to the actual vampires on the Night Council, Gabriella should be fine for you all. You should take care of her, no problem. If you took care of Edwind, you should be fine taking care of Gabriella. Just be careful about where you fight her and how you fight her. However, the lords of the lesser territories, the ones I mentioned before, they're a bit older and a bit more specialized. I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, based on everything I've recorded in my journal and from the passing downs of my predecessors, William Zeke and Salem Maeve, they're more magically inclined of the lords. And then the, Xavier Viscardi and Helena Morgase. They're the more martially, physically inclined. Warriors, even. I believe they may have been soldiers during Dracula's rule, but I can't 100% be confident in that. So I would probably keep that in mind whenever you choose which one of them to go after as well. Incorporate it into your strategy.
You should also try and incorporate their personalities. For example, someone like Lucian is pretty easy to irritate, and that would make him sloppy.
As far as I know, the mages follow very well in Lucian's footsteps. Their inclination towards magic makes them a lot more arrogant and higher than thou. The other two, however, seem to have the mindset of warriors and soldiers. Probably will be a lot harder to catch off guard and to verbally disarm compared to Lucian and the other more noble acting vampires. But that's all the insight I could immediately think of I wanted to give you all before you went and killed yourselves, so. You all have any questions before you all set out?
Is there a way that we can keep in touch with you? Not necessarily whenever, just in case there are any big developments that you should be made privy to.
You see, he'll sort of look up and think about it a bit.
Give me a moment.
You see, he'll sort of walk off, and he'll seem to like walk over to a bookshelf and seem to rifle through it, looking for things before he'll take something out, and he'll nod before he'll walk over and sort of he'll toss you this sort of like ruby dagger, ruby enlaced silver dagger.
So would we speak to you through this?
No. When you're near a body of water, you can cut yourself and siphon a bit of your life energy, and then cut yourself with that blade and pull your blood into the water, and it'll serve as like a partial scrying pool, but only for a limited time and a limited amount of uses. It will also need to be a full moon, so you'll only be able to contact me about once a month or so.
Okay. Yeah, we only planned on it for any big developments, such as, succeeding in killing a vampire lord, any new ones that may be privy to you existing, etc., etc.
And the rest of you, anything else?
I assume you put the Morning Star back in its resting place?
Yes. But if theoretically you are successful and kill another vampire or two, or three, no, another 2 or 3 vampires, and you keep in contact, then maybe I'll have to brush up on my rusty skills.
All right. Well, we'll take off first thing in the morning then.
All right then. All of you rest up well, and don't get yourselves fucking killed.
BZ will go into his pouch and pull out Victor Jr. I expect child support.
You see, he will just slowly reach towards the Belmont whip.
BZ puts Victor Jr. back into the pouch. Freaking bum of a dad.
And he will just
Well-
shake his head as he'll sort of walk off to pour himself a drink.
Well, I guess since we're going to be going incognito, we're probably going to need some different cloaks. Considering we've been wearing these since we've met you all. And Jevix kind of, he casts a spell.
Disguise self?
Yes.
Hmm.
He casts Disguise Self and takes off the faceplate. On the bright side, magic is pretty good about letting me blend in.
I will say that there are also plenty, as we have established before, there are plenty of cloaks and masks and things around the Belmont hold for any who wish to grab it.
I don't know. Most of the cloaks are gonna have like the insignia, if I'm correct, right?
No, there's
Oh,
a bunch of just normal. The cloaks don't have the insignia.
okay.
It's specifically Lucifer's armor that has the insignia.
BZ will grab a larger cloak for himself.
Lucifer
Where
already
did
grabbed
she
his.
use the winter one she has?
Alrighty
And
then.
Jarek's gonna grab another cloak.
All right
And
then.
then suddenly one of these is a cloak of invisibility. Oh my god, guys.
No.
Damn it.
But with that, as you all sort of find your cloaks and brace yourselves, you will get another night of rest, sort of taking the rest of the day to sort of just relax and do whatever you need to around the hold to brace yourselves for leaving. And eventually, morning will come, and Victor will sort of just wave you all on your way as he is pouring himself a morning ale. Are you all doing anything before leaving the archive and the hold?
Jevix is
Nah.
going.
Hmm?
Jevix is going to kind of pull Freya to the side. Hey, question.
Yes.
So you're a girl. So if
Sorry, repeat that?
sorry,
You're
so,
of the female sex.
if well, okay, let's say hypothetically, no, that wouldn't work. Okay, let's say that someone wanted to court you and they didn't know if it was the right time to do so, or if they should wait until all of this stuff is dealt with before saying anything.
I think it depends on the situation and how you personally feel. I mean, I was with Damien for at least 5 or so years before we got together romantically.
Well, I mean, yeah, but what if inaction leads to a political marriage of sorts? Or something.
Are you worried about that girl?
I will. I'm really that transparent, aren't I?
She's the only woman I have really seen you speak to outside of myself. I mean, unless obviously you are, I don't know exactly your preferences, but, I assumed.
Well, I mean, yeah, like, I mean, I haven't. Should I go tell her? Or should I.
If you're worried about her potentially being married off, I think for one, their elder brother is most likely the one to face that first, and two, based on the little I know of her, I don't think she would accept something like that so easily regardless, but I know you're also worried about her safety.
Yeah,
If this is something gnawing at you that you want to tell her, then go ahead. I don't see why that would be much. If that is what you choose. If you also would like to wait till we finish this, or at least get closer to the end, that is respectable as well, but don't feel pressured.
Okay. Thank
If
you.
Yes, if you're worried about a potential rejection, I will say if you confess when you truly want to, you're more likely to get a good response, because it will be true.
You're right. He kind of clenches his fists. I want to tell her, so I am going to. Right now. He's like kind of taking like scooting steps.
If so, good luck.
And yeah, he goes to the mirror.
All right, then. You head to the mirror and look through it.
Yep. He has gotten used to like as he does it, just kind of like closing his eyes because he doesn't want to have it be like an awkward moment or something. So he just does his usual, closes his eyes, and he goes, "Hey, is this a good time?"
As you say that, you will see, as you sort of say that and then you peek out of the corner of your eye, you realize that the scene that you are looking at is she is sort of like in the dining room, the dining room at the table, and it seems like everyone in the house is there. Luckily, because of your sort of timid nature and asking, it doesn't seem like too many of them overheard because they are talking amongst each other. But you do see that there's a figure there that you do not... Actually, I was going to say a figure that you do not recognize, but I think you actually would recognize this figure.
Oh no.
I'm guessing it's the saint.
You obviously see the sister, and you see everyone else from Lucifer's family, but you see someone you most certainly probably were never expecting to see. If you refer to reference pictures...
I'm afraid.
Wait a second.
You see a woman in sort of nun-priestly attire, but almost altered, almost specially altered, speaking with the family. But you recognize the woman as one of the women from the photo in the Belmont hideout that was face down.
No way.
One of the two women that was with Victor and the older man in that photo.
Is Victor around?
No, if you remember, the scrying mirror is in this hidden... It's in like that hidden compartment room So so unless anyone followed you or you brought anyone there, you're pretty much just alone in a room
Okay.
looking at the mirror.
Yeah, he's going to resist a kind of like gasp, just not expecting to see uh someone from Victor's past here. And just kind of waits for an answer, and you know, making sure that he's not a disembodied voice at the table.
You see eventually she'll sort of finish her plate and she'll like go up and go into the kitchen which is a separate room, to like put the plate away. And she seems to be pretty much alone at that point.
Sorry about the abrupt reaching out.
Uh,
We were about to head out.
Sorry, I didn't even hear you. Was busy with dinner.
Or breakfast.
How are things?
They're going good. I don't know how long you've been watching. She'll say, like, sort of narrowing her eyes as she looks around.
No,
But,
I swear it wasn't long. I thought that, I just said it and no one else heard it, and you just were leaving to answer.
Sorry, Miss Lancaster, is visiting our home, and I believe this is my first time meeting her, but apparently my father knew her, in passing, and so we were just having breakfast with her.
Oh, well, okay. I had something else to say, but you remember the thing that we talked about where I couldn't confirm or deny a thing you had said?
Yes?
He knows her.
She'll, like, look around and she'll, like, sort of cover her mouth and say, "The Belmont?"
That may or may not be here. Yes, maybe. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why would he know Elizabeth Lancaster?
There was a picture, and she was on it, and I guess he left to avoid her getting roped up with everything. I'm not sure.
You see she sort of puts, like, a hand on her chest, like, "Aw." It's like a book. Like you read in novels, but... anyways, then what were you scrying to ask?
Well, you know how you said this is like a book, right? Like, I don't know the extent of their relationship, if they were uh interested in each other and he stepped away to avoid complications. But I don't want to step away to avoid complications with you if I...
Are you saying you like me?
Yes.
Well, fortunately, I like you too.
he just kind of goes like, like, oh no, it's okay. Wait, did you say you did?
Yes, I did. And hopefully, once this is all said and done, and we're in a better, happier Wallachia, you won't have to go out and do life-risking things.
Yeah, and we can actually go on that library date.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So when do I get to
Well,
meet the Belmont?
uh, um, well, he still kind of wants to be off the radar, but assuming
I get it.
assuming we're successful with our goals, he may be more open to revealing himself.
Hmm. Well then, you better do your best and don't die before we can go on that date. I don't want it to be like one of those novels.
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, I think everyone's getting ready to go. Anything you want me to tell your brother before heading out?
Tell him to stay safe, to treat Freya properly, and to not be too hard or brother like to you just because you like me.
He's actually been aware for a while.
I see. Then you should be fine. I mean, unless you break my heart and then he has to kill you, but you know, I'm sure he would never make such a rash and bold decision based on
Oh no,
emotion alone.
of course not. If I broke your heart, I'd kill myself.
Okay, well, please don't do that.
Okay, but not actually. Okay, I'm gonna go before I say something else stupid.
Yeah. Stay safe.
Will do. And he's going to let go of the mirror, turn around, and just.
As you turn around, you see BZ in like the doorway, just like like leaning against it, just like with a smirk on his face. Nice.
Okay, BZ, we have to talk about you sneaking up on people like that.
Look, it's my thing. I'm sneaky.
Can I just say, Jevix immediately jumping to suicide at the thought of upsetting his partner. That's not Carmilla's son, that's Freya's son, baby.
Devix had one conversation about it and was like, okay, I got you. And yeah, that's all he's gonna do.
All right, then. You all head out then?
Yes.
All right. You all will eventually head up out of the library into the hold entrance. You will sort of use your whip to open the entrance again and walk out into the daylight. And as you all walk out of the hold, you will see that Morgan has returned with your horses and carts in tow.
Good job, Morgan.
And where is your next destination?
Well, we're going to follow what Victor said and go after I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on her name.
Gabriella
Gabriella.
Yes.
and Hallett. So you all are heading to Hallett?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right then. And so all of you will begin to set off from the hold. Your new mission ahead of you. Go to Hallett and kill your second vampire of the Night Council. Kill Gabriella. And see how many more you can get after that. The first battle has been won, both against Edwin Rune and against Carmilla and Lucien, but their words still ring in the back of your heads. Ominous, unsure of what exactly lies ahead of you, but now filled with the confidence of having killed a vampire and knowing that slowly but surely the Belmont seems to be getting his vigor and inspiration back little by little with each victory. And with the knowledge that somewhere out there, Alucard, son of Dracula and savior of Wallachia, still lives and roams, and possibly may return soon. Better days are ahead for Wallachia. But that is the end of this chapter. What will happen next? How this war against the Night Council, waged by our intrepid heroes, will turn out? That we will have to find out next time on Castlevania Blood Debt in Season 2. Thank you all for watching. Thank you guys for playing, as always. And while this is the end of one story, it is the beginning, or the end of one story for now. It is the beginning of another, soon to be coming campaign made with the same people and players, plus one more, based in none other than Critical Role's World of Exandria. I hope to see you all there, but that is all I have to say. And remember, is it Thursday yet?
Is it Thursday yet?
Is it Thursday yet?
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.